All right, it is finally time. We are going to see Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. I keep thinking it's in the Multiverse of Madness.
Yeah.
It's in, not and.
Oh, it's in? Oh.
Are you excited?
Yes, I'm very excited.
My expectations have been lowered.
Why?
There's mixed reviews. I'm just saying, don't go in there expecting a masterpiece or something.
Everyone thinks they're a critic.
You trying to say something? All right, we just saw Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, and what did you think, babe?
It was awesome.
I thought it was legitimately scary at moments. I'm honestly surprised how much they let Sam Raimi do that. I've got a lot I want to talk about. It's almost 1 o'clock in the morning, so we're gonna go home. Damn, this movie was fun. But if you have a baby, don't bring him to the 10 o'clock showing. It's a 2-hour movie. It was like 1 o'clock when we left, and there's a baby crying. The whole third act of this movie, I was just trying to keep my cool. Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness is directed by Sam Raimi, and I feel like people are not ready for Sam Raimi's style. It literally is a horror movie, especially the second half. Now, this is a spoiler-free review, so don't worry, I'm not gonna give away anything that the trailer didn't already give away. By the way, Kevin Feige did voice that he thought that the marketing for this movie gave away too much. I'm gonna have to agree. And the reason I'm saying that is because people have speculated about this movie ever since it was announced. People acted like this was going to be like another Captain America Civil War, and it was going to have some crazy implications after everything. And there are some implications after this story, but definitely not as much as people speculated it to have. The biggest implication comes from the introduction of America Chavez. Her character has the ability to jump from universe to universe in the multiverse. But most of this movie is spent between 2 specific universes, and I think a lot of people expected them to see a lot more universes, and it just doesn't deliver that. This story definitely feels a lot more simple and a lot more self-contained than people expected it to be. But let's talk about the things that I really loved about this movie. This movie really cemented the idea in my brain that I have to watch every single Marvel MCU series that comes out on Disney Plus, because this is basically a sequel to WandaVision. In fact, I think Wanda should have been included in the title, because half the movie is focusing on her while the other half focuses on Doctor Strange. And after Spider-Man No Way Home, I was excited to see some of the ramifications that came from that movie, and it's talked about a little bit in this, just enough that I was happy with it. And I would say it's a very worthy successor to Spider-Man No Way Home. But I feel like the hype and the expectations that people had for No Way Home, and the fact that those expectations were pretty much delivered upon, is actually hurting this movie, because there is just too many things that people want from this movie. But we do get a couple of crazy cameos. One of them was kind of ruined by the trailer. That's where I kind of agree with Kevin Feige on the whole over-marketing thing. And because of these cameos, there is some holy shit moments in this movie. There's just not as many as people hyped it up to have. Also, this movie is only 2 hours and 6 minutes long, and I say only because most MCU movies are somewhere around 2 hours and 20 to 2 hours and 40 minutes. And speaking of that, this is the 28th movie in the MCU. And with that, this movie does something that really, really made me excited for the future. And that is letting Sam Raimi have fun and give his own taste and style to this movie. When they originally announced that this was going to be the first real horror movie in the MCU, I didn't quite believe that. I thought it would have some horror elements to it, but no, this is legit a horror movie, guys. This has Sam Raimi written all over it, especially in the second half. There's some legit jump scares, there's some legit creepy moments, and a lot of people die on screen, and it is glorified. They show it in full view, and it doesn't cut away like most MCU movies do. And that leads to some of my issues with the movie. Some of those horror elements don't always feel earned, and towards the end, I felt like maybe there was a little bit too much of that Sam Raimi taste, and that kind of took me out of the MCU vibe that I usually get. But that's a love-hate thing for me, because I want to see the MCU take some more chances. They've got to start changing these movies up, or by the time we get to the 40th one, people are going to be burnt out and tired with them. One of my other issues is it definitely feels like Doctor Strange is kinda, I don't know, bland in this movie. I just felt like when we're focused on our Stephen Strange in our specific universe, he's just not as lively as he was in Spider-Man No Way Home. But when we get to see some other versions of Doctor Strange, you know, from other universes in the multiverse, they all feel like a very different Doctor Strange, and it seems like that's where Benedict Cumberbatch really got to have fun. I really did enjoy the dynamic duo between Doctor Strange and America Chavez, and Rachel McAdams gets a lot more screen time than she did in the first one, and after seeing this, I don't know if she's gonna be in any more, and if she she's not, that is totally okay. I thought that they handled her character very well, and there's definitely some moments of clarity and heart towards the end between Doctor Strange and her character. But overall, I had a blast, but I did lower my expectations going into it because I heard a lot of people say that it didn't deliver all the things that people speculated would be in it. And I think that's just one of the downsides of having the world connected by the internet. People are gonna speculate, people are gonna hype things up when they don't even know whether it's a thing or not. But this movie looks like it's gonna make a ton of money at the box office, and I really hope that when Marvel looks at this movie and its performance, they take it as a sign that we do want them to let these directors take more risks and give it more of their style and make these movies feel individually unique. Because that Marvel formula works, but it definitely seems like Marvel tends to take the safer choices, and some of the movies suffer because of that. But at the end of the day, I think the people who aren't gonna like this movie are the people who aren't expecting the horror elements to be so heavy, and the people that just overhype it for themselves. And with those thoughts, I am gonna give Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness an 8.5 out of 10. Liked it slightly more than the first Doctor Strange. I just felt like this one had a better flow to it, and it definitely felt more like a ride that I was going on. And that's good, because this is not an origin story this time, so it needed to be different. I am very curious to see what you guys think of this movie. Let me know down in the comments, were you digging this movie, or was it just not for you? Did it live up to your expectations? Because it did for me. And also, guys, if you like these reviews, you want me to keep them coming, be sure to drop a like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you don't miss a single one. And also, if you guys want to take supporting my content to the next level, GFUEL code DannyD is 30% off until May 10th. And there is a Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness GFUEL flavor called Orange Madness. It's a hydration formula. It sounds like it's gonna be bussin'. So go check it out, save yourself some money, and in return, I promise I'll keep making these videos as often as I do. Stay tuned for more movie and TV show reviews very soon. I'm gonna start working on my review of Moon Knight probably right after this one is uploaded. But that's it for this one. As always, stay safe, be nice to each other out there, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace!